probably have a good understanding of the fruit body shape theory. You probably know if you're an hourglass, an apple, a pear. This is pretty well understood. You might even have a good idea on what your kibbe body type is, which is kind of what I specialize in here on this channel. But you probably don't know that there are more than 8 other body type theories out there, and I'm gonna break down all 10 for you today. Well, all 10 that I know of. My name is Ellie-Jean, I'm a personal stylist, and on this channel we use body types to elevate our personal style and end the war with our wardrobes. So let's dive right in. Number 1, the fruit shape system, as I talked about in the introduction of this video. Everyone has a pretty good understanding of this. There is the hourglass, apple, banana, and pear. I think it's just those 4. I know which one I missed, triangle. And basically this is about where the weight kind of distributes on your body, where kind of your most dominant kind of feature is. You could be particularly wide in your shoulders but nowhere else. This would create a triangle. If you're an hourglass, this is the one we're all very much aware of, and by this theory the idea is that if you have any of the other body types, you're basically trying to fit into the hourglass shape using your clothes. The others are apple, which is where you kind of appear very rounded, not even necessarily rounded, but you lack that clearly defined waist. Pear is your hips are your widest point. Banana, you don't really have a widest point, you're kind of straight up and down. So that's pretty much how it works, even though triangle and hourglass are not fruit. Now, Trinny and Susanna expanded upon this idea with their 12 body types. You might have heard of Trinny and Susanna's What Not to Wear, which was huge in the 2000s, and as part of that they created something called the Body Shape Bible, and there were 12 different body types. I don't know them all, but they were things like cornet, cello, and there were the classics like an hourglass, and they kind of just expanded on that 4-shape theory to encompass lots of other different types of shapes. Kibbe body types, my favorite, the thing that I kind of focus on this channel. He decided to step away completely from this fruit shape kind of idea and came up with his own idea, which is based on something called yin and yang balance. He wasn't the first to kind of do body types this way. There was someone else in the 30s, I always forget her name, and he kind of built upon that idea, but largely this idea is, the developed version is very much Kibbe's. So he did this in the 1980s, he wrote a book called Metamorphosis, and his 12 body types are based on yin and yang, and there's a sharp and a soft version of each of the types, and the kind of main types are dramatic, natural, classic, gamine, and romantic. And each of those has like a fancy before word, like soft dramatic, theatrical romantic, soft classic, and I have a whole video on the 10 Kibbe body types up here if you want to learn about that in more depth. And the idea is that you would echo your yin and yang balance through your clothing. So if you are more sharp than you are soft, then you'd wear clothes which are sharper. So sharp collars, structured lines, tailored trousers, that kind of thing. Whereas if you were more soft, you'd wear frills, ruffles, soft, lightweight fabrics. Kitchener Essences is very similar, except instead of being mainly focused on the body, it's focused on the face. So he just has 7 essences, the 5 that we recognize from Kibbe, so dramatic, natural, classic, gamine, and romantic, but he added 2 more that he could see, which was ingenue and ethereal. Ingenue is youthful, kind of feminine, delicate little facial features, and ethereal is this meeting point between yin and yang. It's kind of like uncanny, otherworldly, angelic facial features. And it's a very similar idea. It's all based on yin and yang balance, but to do with the features in your face. Mostly your face, it does extend into body types. I always say it's roughly 80% face type, 20% body type. So next we have Truth is Beauty, and she kind of develops on this yin and yang, mostly Kibbe's idea, except she believes, I assume she's a she. I'm so sorry if that's incorrect. I've always just assumed that she's a woman. I think that's correct. She has basically developed this idea to say that you can combine these different things together. So you could be a natural, dramatic gamine, and she has all these Pinterest boards to show you what that might look like. So how can you be lots of things? Well, basically that's the idea, that a lot of people struggle to fit into Kibbe body types and find that they feel that they don't resonate with just one of the 10 types. And this is for those women, the women who feel that they're somewhere in between a gamine and a dramatic, but they're not really sure how they could be one or the other. So she shows how you can combine the lines. Merriam Styles body geometry, this is very similar to Kibbe body types, except she takes away the flesh element. So in Kibbe body types, it's kind of based on your bone structure, and it's kind of based on where your flesh falls on your body. Miriam basically completely ignores that and focuses on the body geometry, so the little bone structure, so how long you are, how short you are, how sharp your bones are. And she very much, unlike Kibbe, who has height limits for each of the types, she doesn't. So it's very similar, but a little bit different. Olga's essences is, again, she noticed this lack in the Kibbe body type system, that there was something missing, and there she's come up with 18 what she calls ethereals, kind of like extensions of the Kibbe body type. So you could be like I don't know them very well, I'm trying to remember what they were. I think there was a royal ethereal, something like wind ethereal, and there's basically these different aesthetics that she has kind of found and learned to define, and she kind of relates these to your facial features and your body features, same as Kibbe body types. And basically every person has multiple different ethereals as well as one's Kibbe body type. So leading on from that, there are also style theories which are somewhat connected to the body types idea that I thought you might find interesting anyway. And there's probably lots more that I haven't discussed in this video. I just picked 10 that I'm kind of very familiar with. So the first one is my style roots. This is my personal theory. It's actually quite similar to Olga's ethereals, except that I don't think it's connected to how you look at all. It's to do with how you really want to dress. So I found that there are 8 style roots in nature which we kind of use in our style. So these are, like, let's see if I can list them: mountain, mushroom, sun, moon, earth, stone, fire, and flower. Yes. Even though they're mine, I sometimes struggle to remember all 8 when I'm listing them out. And basically the idea is that you pick 3 of these that you feel resonate with you the most, and then you kind of create your outfits based on these and your Kibbe body type together. If you want help finding your style roots and how to express your style roots, I really recommend downloading my new workbook, which you can find in the description of this video. It's like over 60 pages, and if you've ever wanted a consultation from me or services from me, this is an absolutely amazing alternative at a fraction of the price. And there's even information here that I don't give to my clients who pay a lot more, my one-on-one clients. A really good deal, and it's kind of designed as an 8-week journey to completely understanding your style and transforming your wardrobe. The next is Style by Rita's 4-quadrant system, and I only somewhat understand this, but basically there's 4 quadrants and it has an up and down system and a right to left system. I don't think this is correct, but this is kind of the idea. If you were left, you'd be like more sensual, womanly in your style. If you were right, you'd be something else. I'm sorry, I don't know this in a lot of detail, but this is the idea. And then up and down, I think up, you like to look dramatic, so like your outfit looks the opposite of effortless, and down is more effortless. So kind of like girl next door, and she has specific words for each of the left, right, up and down, and you would fall somewhere on this quadrant. Dressing your truth, there are 4 different types, and basically the idea is that you echo your personality through your clothes. So it's not just clothes that you feel drawn to or that you like, it's not clothes that echo your body type, it's clothes that echo who you are. So if you're a really bright, bubbly, fun person, you would wear clothes which are kind of what I think of as very like gamine styles, or like my sun route. So not just like what you like, but really reflecting who you are underneath, and she has a really cool quiz. And lastly, you might have seen this one on TikTok. This is Alison Bornstein's 3 words. So you pick 3 words to define your style, and you kind of use those to create your outfits. This has been a very quick bing bang boom kind of rundown, but hopefully you have learned something or discovered a new system that you didn't know before. If you have any questions, please make sure to leave them in the comments. And if you want my guidebook, make sure to check the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.